This is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.
It's your girl Chanel, BKS1 Radio, and I'm here with the beautiful Garcelle Bouvet.
I'm paying you later.
Hey, I'm the queen of comedy, some more, and right now you're rocking with BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio Network. I'm here with the amazing Miss Tasha Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for coming out.
Yes, yes.
I really appreciate it.
Hello, Denise Boutte. Hey, what's up? Shout out to BKS1 Radio. See you soon.
Brick City's finest, J.D. Williams. I'm in the Savage Podcast Studio, chilling at BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio. I'm here with the legendary Mr. Dick Gregory. How you doing today, sir?
Fantastic, brother, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Jamie Foxx, BKS1 Radio. What's going on with you?
Storming on. This is George Dr. Funkenstein Clinton for BKS1 Radio. They be doing the dog, y'all.
Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.
We are here. Good morning.
Morning, morning, morning.
Good
Blessings.
morning.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Wake up. First of all, let's introduce the squad. To my far right is your host, Dawood. In the building, the Muslim Buddhist. Let's clap it up for Woo.
Respect, respect.
There we go.
Good morning.
Yes.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get
Yes. To my right is your host. We call her Yo. Let's clap it up for the beautiful, talented Yo. The millennial in the building.
it. Young Thundercat. Young Thundercat.
To my left, going to teach this brother some things on the ones and twos. Smart dude. You know what I'm saying? Very, very smart dude. All the way to the left. We call him Julian. Julian.
Yo,
clap,
what up?
clap it up for yourself.
Julian.
He is also your host today. And I am Storm Norm, the general.
Hello.
I'm in the building.
Respect.
I'm in the building. So it's going to be an interesting slew of topics today. Who want to start off with what we're going to be talking about today? And give me that theme music lightly in the background. Lightly. Yes.
Real hip hop. Real hip hop.
Who wants to go with one of the questions we're going to be asking today?
Let's hit him with the question. You know already.
All right. So we're going to hit y'all with the question. Okay. How has losing someone affected your life? How has losing someone affected your life? That's one of the questions today.
Right.
Another question, if you're checking us out on Facebook Live, you can see the post. Another question today is, are you guilty of being a control freak? Are you guilty of that, Woo?
Not anymore.
Am I guilty of that? Yo, are you guilty of that?
I may have some tendencies.
Julian, are you guilty of being a control freak?
Sometimes.
All right, so we're going to talk about, at least see honesty. I love honesty. And that's people's biggest problem. They can't be honest with themselves. So, but we're going to talk about all that today. But first, I want to go into how has losing someone affected your life? And I'm gonna start with Woo.
The death of my father. I've lost a lot of people in my life. I was raised by my father and my grandparents, and around my father's death was sudden. He had a heart attack in his car and passed.
Wow.
Now, I was living with my father and my grandmother, but I'd fallen in love. I got engaged, and I was slowly moving my stuff out from my dad's house to my apartment. And I wanted to surprise my dad with a dinner to say, look, Dad, I'm a man now. I'm married. I got a wife. I got kids. I got this. I got that. And he literally passed away like 3 days before I could give him the good news.
Wow.
How has it affected me? Well, it was devastating because I was very, very close to my father. And it made me realize that I kind of felt like after he passed that I didn't have any place else to run to.
Right.
You understand what I'm trying to say? Because as a dad, you know, my parent and my mom was down south. If something were to happen, if I got into some type of trouble, some type of difficulty, I could always run back home. When he passed, it gave me the realization that I got to grow up. Even though, you know, I'm engaged to this woman and we got a little son together.
Right.
I'm not really grown standing in my father's shadow. I'm not really the man I'm supposed to be. And so when he passed, it made me realize that there are a lot of things that I need to address in terms of my maturity level and my selfishness. Because my father's not going to cover me when I do dumb stuff anymore. I got to cover myself.
Right.
So that's how it affected me.
Right. Well, let's clap it up for him because, you know, I appreciate you sharing that, bro.
Yes, sir.
And losing a dad, trust me, I know is definitely not easy. It's not an easy thing. I don't care what the relationship is. Just losing a father, period, is not an easy thing to handle. I'll go with me if I can.
Go for it.
All right.
Go ahead, you know.
I would say for me, and being that he just said dad, I can talk about the dad too, but I'll talk about losing a job affected my life. Losing a job. I got laid off. I used to work for this financial company called Ryan Beck. Later, it changed to Stiefel and Nicholas, and it was out in Jersey City and everything. And once I lost that job, I said I would never, ever go back to corporate America. I would never do it again. And I went, had a meeting with some people I grew up with. You know, shout out to Trish and Pierre and Tyrone and Fuse and Kaya and everybody. We went and had a meeting. We said let's start our own business. You know, I want to call it Best Kept Secrets Entertainment.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And that's really how it came into light, because I said enough of this working for somebody else thing.
Right.
I want to create a company with like-minded people that share the same vision. And even to this day, we're bringing on new people to this day that share the same vision, whatever. And like I said, this is not my BKS. This is not Trish's BKS. It is not Ghost BKS. It's not Pierre's BKS. Chill's BKS. Kai BKS. It's our BKS. Now it's your BKS. You're on board with the team. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we all working towards similar goals.
Right.
And but that's how losing something has affected my life. Once I lost that last job, I said I'm never going back.
Wow.
I'm gonna work for me.
Wow.
So
that's deep. That's deep.
Yeah.
Claps for that.
Yo.
A couple things popped in my head, but I will say losing, I don't want to say I lost my dream, but I lost my drive for my original dream. I grew up wanting to be a doctor. I wanted to either be a pediatrician or an OBGYN. I wanted to like deliver babies or handle kids. Like that was just all I wanted. I grew up watching The Cosby Show and Dr. Huxtable, you know, he inspired me. And I watched a lot of heart transplant shows on TLC and stuff like that. And all that was just interesting to me. But then when I went to college and I was a bio major, I was taking all my science classes and it was hard. It wasn't easy at all. And I put other things as priority to my classes. Like I grew up in Catholic school, as you guys knew. So going to college, living on campus, you know, wearing my own clothes every day and not a uniform, like all that was just so overwhelming to me. And I just had different priorities. And to be a bio major, to be on the pre-med track, you have to be extremely disciplined. And listen, once my first semester passed, my second semester passed, I went through a midlife crisis. Like, I don't want to be a doctor anymore, but I don't know what I want to do because that's all I wanted. So, you know, it forced me to search myself and search for myself and search for what I find value in and what I, you know, like to do. Like it pushed me to do things that I was uncomfortable with. I had to go to clubs by myself. I had to, you know, try out classes that, you know, see what worked, what didn't. It was a lot of trial and error. But once I hopped into sports production, once I hopped into the school radio, just to like build my resume, I was really finding a passion within it. And honestly, the passion was within me all along. It's just I didn't put any life to it. So when I had the chance to put life to it, I had the chance to, you know, seek other things and meet other people and network within my communities. Like God just kept sending me blessings. He just kept, I was able to get my internship. I was able to find BKS1 Radio. Hello. I was able to find Nonstop show group, the production team. Like it was lots of blessings. So I had to lose my drive.
So you had the courage to course change.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a doctor. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm working towards. You had the courage to say, listen, this is not working out for me. Right?
Facts.
And then after you decided that, you had to then go tell other people, hey, I don't want to do this. And I'm sure going home and telling Mom Dukes, I'm going to get into the entertainment from a Haitian mom and dad, from going to be a doctor. So what do you know, doctor, lawyer, scientist, to what? Love and hip hop and righteousness?
Right.
To have the courage and then to stand on your square after the fact where people that love you, no disrespect, they might be throwing rocks at you like, to deal with the fact that they're disappointed in you because you're following your dream. You understand what I'm saying? But at 46 years old, I got the chance to live mine, so smooches, I'm with you, bro.
Yeah, let's clap it up for yo.
Yes.
You know, appreciate y'all. It's rough. Hello, losing things.
It is.
I can say losing things will push you to push you to your potential that you didn't know that you had.
Absolutely. Shout out to Vicky Combs, and we talking about today, how has losing someone affected your life? You know, whether you lost a loved one, whether you lost a job, whether you lost somebody in a relationship, whatever. How has losing someone affected your life? Someone or something affected your life. We want to know. Call in 646-233-1302. No doubt. I want to hear from y'all, and I want y'all to keep it 100 because we all have lost something that affected our life. Julian, bruh.
All right, so for me, one of the biggest things that I had to deal with or learn how to deal with was handling like family debts, because it wasn't necessarily like the easiest thing to like, you know, talk about or understand, you know, as a kid. So one of my great aunts, she was like really close to me, like every day, come home, you know, she's there, made my favorite dish.
Right.
And then boom, she died.
Wow.
So she died from cancer too. So, you know, it was like a big thing. I was nervous. I was like, you know, I don't know if I'm going to see you again.
Right.
And, you know, I felt weird. And, you know, being there at the funeral and whatnot, it was like, it was just really like emotionally stressful, like, you know, dealing with that on the inside. You know, like this was somebody that I literally seen 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And now I'm literally watching her, you know, get lowered into a hole. And, you know, that was hard. Like dealing with that at age 10, that was hard. So that was.
But
that
you good now?
Yeah. I'm good. Like, you know, I know like the whole cycle of life includes that.
Yes.
So
yes.
you know, it's easy for me now that I've matured and, you know, grown up to understand that.
All right, so you know, it's crazy because this time of year during the holidays, a lot of people are losing somebody.
Right.
People are like dying, like left and right. I just lost a friend of mine, classmate that I went to school with, by the name of Tracy Knight. Rest in peace, Tracy. You're going to be missed. Just heard about it yesterday.
Wow.
Before that, the day before that, I lost another schoolmate, another classmate, Hollis Vincent. Now we all the same age.
Wow.
So it made me reflect on life and just, you know, you gotta appreciate what you have while it's here.
Right.
You know, and some people don't know how to cope with losing somebody. They don't know how to cope with the pain. So I pulled up some things. Y'all tell me whether you agree or disagree on how to cope with loss and pain.
Right.
So one of the ways it says, okay, face the loss.
Yes.
You have to face it.
Yes.
So basically, it's saying after a serious loss, we sometimes want to do something, anything to dull the pain. Submitting to a harmful habit like drug use, alcohol abuse, oversleeping, internet overuse, promiscuity threatens your well-being and leaves you vulnerable to addiction and further pain. You'll never truly heal until you confront the loss. Woo?
Indeed.
You agree?
One of the things that we say in my practice is you have to change poison to medicine.
Right.
Okay? So in order to change poison to medicine, you have to confront it. If there's a pain or a loss or a suffering or something that you're in denial about, you can't change it or transform it to take it from this place to that place until you honestly accept the fact that it occurred. Now, after the acceptance happens, after you understand that this is actually what's going on to you, you have a decision to make.
Right.
We all suffer loss. We all suffer pain. We all go through things that are difficult in our lives. But you know what we are? We are our decisions. We are not what happens to us.
Right.
We're not how we feel. We're not who did us wrong. We're not what's right and what's wrong. We're not what's fair and unfair. And me, and narcissism. No. The only thing that we can control in this universe is the decision that we make after the stimulus happens.
Right.
That's why we don't get into our emotions.
Right.
That's why we don't get in, because they change. They're up and down. So in dealing with a loss, it's a decision that you make to move forward. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you can do it in one day, but you have to move on. But you got to confront it first.
Facts.
Let's clap that up.
Facts.
Let's clap that up. And it also goes on to say that when a loss is fresh in your memory, your grief deserves your full attention. However, you should draw a line on prolonged grieving.
Yes.
Give yourself a period of time, perhaps a few days to a week, to be profoundly sad. Protracted wallowing ultimately keeps you stuck in your sense of loss, paralyzed by the self-pity and unable to move forward.
Yes.
I agree with that like 300%.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, you have to definitely take that time to, you don't want to rush it. You don't want to rush the process because you have to build yourself back up. And building the building blocks is going to take time. And you don't want to mix it with bad habits. You don't want to mix it with things that are going to be detrimental to you. Because if you feed feed an addiction or you feed a bad habit,
right?
These are your building blocks. So you're gonna have to start from the bottom again,
right,
to build yourself back up again.
Right.
So might as well do it right the first time, wallow in your pain, and take your time doing it. Like loss is a loss.
No doubt. So we agree with what we.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't obsess over it.
Right.
But definitely go through the experience. It's going to make you stronger.
Right.
That's what adversity does.
Absolutely. Number 2, it says, let your pain out. Let the tears flow. Never be afraid to cry, even if it's not something you usually do. Realize that there is no right or wrong way to feel pain or to express it. What is important is that you recognize the pain and try to work through it. How you do so is entirely up to you and will vary from person to person. Find an outlet for your pain. Agree or disagree?
Don't lash out at
Definitely
others
agree.
and misdirect your pain because you're in pain and now you want other people to suffer, or you can't deal with your pain, so you lash out and cause other people. No. Find a way to constructively use that, because all it is energy.
Right.
Right. And energy is what we direct it to be. Right. So you can have that energy, you can have that pain, but you have to be constructive and not destructive. And a lot of times, especially men on the Man Cave Morning Show at BKS1 Radio, what men do, right, is we misdirect our pain,
right,
and we think that turning pain into aggression is the key. No. You have to let out your pain. It is not weakness. It is a strength, and it makes you stronger. But when you're aggressive and you push other people away, you need other people to heal, stupid. So if you're always lashing out and find yourself by yourself, you're going to stay in pain.
Yes, let's clap that up. Hold on. Julian grooving over there.
DJ Julian.
Yo. And I'm gonna hit number 3 real quick. It says share your feelings with others.
Yes, sir.
It's healthy to seek out people who will take care of you when you are suffering. That's so true. If you can't find a friend, lean on a compassionate stranger, priest, counselor, therapist. Even if you feel that you are rambling, confused, and uncertain, talking to someone you trust is one form of allowing yourself to start dumping out some of the pain you're experiencing. Yeah, I agree.
Rambling is good, honestly, and rambling is good. I feel like it's good, and having a person to kind of listen to you ramble. You're not rambling for the person. You're rambling for yourself,
right?
Because once you keep talking, I see this to myself all the time. Once you keep talking to yourself, you're going to answer your own question.
Yes.
Because you're going to say, like, why did this have to happen to me? Or why do I feel this way?
Right.
A person, like, guiding your conversation will help, though. If you say, why is this happening to me? Then if someone says, oh, well, why do you feel this way? Or do you think this happening has made you feel this way? You know, I think you need a person. Don't get a person that's just going to be a yes man to
best
you.
Friend, man.
Yeah.
Not a yes man, yes man. Someone who can actually be like guide you and like make you answer the questions, because someone preaching to you isn't going to help, because you won't receive what people have to say. Like, you're gonna hear what you want to hear. Everything else is gonna go out the other ear.
Right.
But if you have someone that's making you talk and setting up the conversation where you need to continue speaking, that's what's gonna help you. You're gonna answer your own question.
Clap that girl up.
Man, listen.
Dropping some jewels.
The young Thundercat drops jewels.
Hello.
Big bars.
Bars.
Mentorship on BKS1 Radio.
No doubt. Now look, again, if anybody experienced a loss or something, something that affected them in some way, please call in and share that. And just keep it 100. Call in
646-233-1302.
You already know what it is, man. The Man Cave Morning Show is going down. A lot's going on today. We're going to be talking about a lot. And we also going to talk about control freaks today. Before we get to the woman question that we want to know.
That's fine.
We're going to talk about control freaks. Like, are you a control freak? Are you a control freak, man?
No.
Julian, you a control freak, bro?
Sometimes.
My
Like,
wa-
all right,
yeah.
check this out. So I have a position to play within my organization.
Okay.
I'm a committee chairperson.
For
So that's for Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated.
Okay.
Incorporated.
yes, yes.
So honestly, it's annoying because my personality, anybody that knows me and knows me well, I'm very nonchalant, I'm very laid back. I like to chill. I like to give people the leeway to be creative, use
Right.
your own imagination, find your own inspiration, and bring that to the table. Versus, me having to micromanage and stay on top of you.
Right.
And that's where I turn into a control freak, because I feel like when I give you that leeway and you don't respect it, now I have to kind of roll that back,
Right.
and actually be on top of you to get work done. And I kind of hate working with people like that, because that defeats the purpose of working in a group. Like, if we're all in a group, we should all be doing something to add to what we're doing as a group to
Right.
make the process better. It shouldn't be me just saying, all right, I think this is what we should do, what do you guys think? And then everybody just say yeah, like, what about your own opinion?
Right.
Like, I need your own opinion
Right.
to matter. Like, bring something of
Bring something to the table.
Yeah, bring something of substance.
Yeah. I feel you, man. Clap yourself up for that.
When you guys say control freak, it immediately puts a negative connotation into my head, which is, I have the need to control another person. You better do what I say. I'm right. You're wrong. You stupid. You ignorant. No. So to me, it when you say that to me, it brings that to mind. Now,
Right.
am I a control freak over my own soul and my own character? Absolutely. I'm still, when it comes to my principles, my character, what I allow to enter into my ear gate,
Right.
what I allow to enter into my heart. Now, in order to be a good leader, like Julian said, I'm not the type of person that likes to micromanage. So what I've learned is, in the beginning of the team, when the team and the squad is first starting, I cannot be lazy. I have to put a lot of energy into the moving pieces of the team.
Right.
So if someone is a narcissist, if someone is lazy, if someone is an opportunist, I have to put energy into that.
Right.
Or the beginning, because I don't like micromanagement. Team has to be independent and autonomous of what we're trying. You have to be independent and autonomous.
Yes.
And reach the goal for yourself. I can't do what Yo does. I can't do what Julian does. I can't do what General does. So what do I look like? General. This is how you be General. Julian. No. So in the beginning, I got to put the work forward, right? So that the team, runs itself.
Right.
And then I course correct and then get back to doing my part.
Right.
Right. Even if I'm the leader, I got to mop the floor too.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And what you're seeing on the screen right now, I just pulled up 7 things a control freak does.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna see, are we control freaks? So my wife calls me a control freak all the time. Okay. So this is 7 things a control freak does, and this is brought to you by Psychology Today.
Nice.
Amy Morin, what mentally strong people don't do.
Okay.
All right.
Read it.
So let's see, and I'm going to put up the first 3, and y'all going to help me read these things, bro. I ain't reading these things all by myself. But we're going to start with the first. Wait a minute.
I need my glasses, baby.
The first one.
Pull it up for me so I can see it. Oh man, without the glasses.
Right. So the first one is, you aren't a good team player. So if this is a trait, you're not a good team player, saying this is a trait of a control freak. So joining a team means you have to give up some control. After all, you can't orchestrate everything that happens when you are only responsible for 10% of the outcome.
Get the
All
clap,
right?
Julian. Get the clap.
Yeah. Where's the clap?
Thank you, sir.
Many control freaks prefer to be a lone wolf. That's what they said. Psychology Today. So when they must be a part of a team, they quickly try to dictate everyone's behavior.
All right.
Hear you.
Do we agree or disagree?
Yeah.
Agree.
Def.
Is that a trait you have?
No.
Yo?
No. Remember we had a topic on that before.
Right.
We had a topic on that a couple it was last week. Are you a lone wolf or are you a team player? And I'm all for team I'm all for being part of a team. Other people's energy I feed off of.
Right.
And it pushes me and motivates me to continue working hard, maybe even try to, because then it becomes a little healthy competition.
Right.
It's like, oh, this person's doing this much work. Well, I have to do either as much work as them or more, because it's going to make me feel good. It's going to make me feel like I'm, doing my part. And actually, well, in college, when it comes to team projects, shoot, if someone want to take the lead, go ahead. I'm good with that. But it's stuff that I really want to put 100% into.
Right.
Other people pushing hard makes me push hard too.
Yeah. Let's clap it up for that.
General, how far do you want to go? Because you could literally spend the entire show on the first.
Right.
You could, I mean, you know what I mean. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So you want to keep it light, or we going deep?
Nah, I mean, go in, bro. I mean, how you really feel
joining
about
a team? Could you pull it up again? I can't see. Joining a team means you have to give up some control. You can't orchestrate everything. 10% of the outcome. Many control freaks.
Prefer to be a lone wolf.
Okay, here's what I wanted to get to. That you must be a part of a team. They quickly try to dictate someone else's behavior. Let me tell you something, son. About to get emotional. This is what you need to do. Dictate your own behavior. That's what you need to do.
Dictate your own behavior.
Don't worry about anyone else's behavior. Become the change that you want to see. I say again for emphasis. Become the change you want to see. If something is bothering you about another person, 8 out of 10 times it's bothering you because it's something that you haven't addressed in yourself. So when I'm around a person that constantly tries to change my behavior,
right,
it's because they get their being and they get their justification for trying to manipulate another person. And that becomes a destructive thing. Wars have been fought, companies have been sunk, marriages have been destroyed.
Preach.
Get some spirituality. I don't care what it is. Pray to a rock. I don't care what you do. But get principles, because principles don't change. Emotions go talking about how you feel. I don't feel this and I don't feel that.
Right.
No. The truth doesn't change. Compassion doesn't change. Love doesn't change. And if you think about these principles, right, that is what's going to give you the ability to make a decision. You need to put energy in making your own decisions.
Right.
And once you bring that positive energy to you, the universe now bends to your will. That's how you get out of narcissism. That's how you get out of this me mentality. That's how you recognize that we are one, right? It is beneficial to me to love you. Love does not make me soft. Are you stupid? We are one thing. What I do to you, right, I'm doing to myself. So if we're in a team, listen, what's the golden rule? Do unto others.
Right.
As you have them do
look,
unto
I'm
you.
going to be quiet, General. Look.
Right.
General. And watch your mouth. All right.
No doubt.
Watch your mouth.
Real quick, I apologize. Shout out to everybody that's checking us out on YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, Facebook Live. I'm sorry, I just made it go public. It wasn't public. It was just only with the people I tagged.
They were still showing us love. Like
no
we
doubt,
didn't even look. Shout out to Julius Gray. He's locking this number in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shout out to Vicky.
He says, shout out to Vicky as well. They showing us love over here. Julius says, "Hello, my name is Julius, and I'm a control freak."
Thank you, bro. I need you to call in, Julius. And see,
so we
admission and acknowledgement is the first part.
That's the first step.
First step.
Yeah, right.
and that's it.
I ain't mad at you.
Some instances, I'm a control freak.
Silly.
Some instances, I'm a control freak. But I'm not. I'm not really
funny.
one. But that first one, let me see. I'm a team player. Anybody that knows me?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, def.
I'm a team player.
So let me soften this up real quick.
I'm
gonna just add to it, but I'm gonna keep it general. Like,
okay, go ahead.
I believe when you're passionate about something,
right,
it's just natural nature to have like a control and effect over it. But to the extent of what that control and effect becomes is what makes people kind of see you in a negative light.
Right.
Or it could be in a positive light if, you have that gift to just know when to push
right,
and when to press and just be woosah. So if you passionate about something, it's just natural for you to want to always take the lead. And then sometimes you might just not realize that if you're teaching somebody something, or you're trying to have somebody learn something from you, that maybe you need to step back from just doing it so much and explain to that person the steps and the processes that goes into what you're doing, so now they can actually learn.
Yes, sir.
Or put some of that into, you know, actual practice and do it slowly, you know what I'm saying? And then they finally catch it, and now you don't have to be so worried about, yo, is this person gonna get it or not? You feel me?
No,
like,
that
yeah, that's what I wanted to say real quick, because you guys pretty much said it, but in different contexts. I needed to be the layman for today's show real quick.
But you know, honest, but
yes,
that's
sir.
it's good.
I'm clapping him up.
That's good because it ties into number 2, because number 2 says you believe you are 100% responsible for your success, and that's not true.
Read it.
You believe you are 100% responsible for your success. Control freaks believe that with enough effort and skill, they can accomplish anything. They don't believe in timing or luck. They often say things like failure isn't an option, and they're overly critical of themselves when things don't go as planned. You are not 100% control. You need to, just like Julian said, he says you need to educate the next person.
Right.
You know, educate them to the best of your own knowledge, and then let them be.
Yes.
Right.
You're not 100% control.
And if I may, I could actually give an example to that.
Please.
As to where I was guilty about being a control freak. And
Okay.
it goes back to my org. When I was still in school and college, you know, being in a fraternity, you always bring in new members and whatnot. And I had a set of neos that looked up to me because one of the things in fraternal culture is that we stroll, we step, you know, we do things to make bring crowd attention to the organization, right? So I spent a lot of time perfecting the things that I learned from, you know, my pro fights. So I enjoyed it, and it was kind of like my thing. But where I got it twisted was I missed the fact that there were new members. So they weren't going to get it and make it look the way it looks when I do it.
Right.
And naturally, I'm just a perfectionist type of dude. So I had to like understand, like, all right, you need to teach them, and you need to teach them slowly,
Right,
so they can get it. So once I understood that, they appreciated learning things from me more, because I would just shot them down and be hard and, you know, be negative, like, oh, you'll never do it like me, this, that, and the third.
Right.
But, you know, I needed to change that, and then they started enjoying it more. So,
yo, clap yourself up, man. Now I'm gonna pose this question to you. Are you a control freak? Are you a control freak if you have a vision?
Oh, here we go.
And you see things a certain way for the vision you have, and you bring people on board that are participating in your vision, all right, but they want to do things differently, and you say, no, this is the best way I see it being done, because this actually falls in line with my vision as far as what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish. So are you a control freak because you want things done a certain way for something you've created? Are you a control freak?
No. I think if you have...
A little hesitant.
No.
I say no just because...
No.
If you have a set structure, say you have your top 5 things. These are the 5 regulations that need to be followed to make sure this dream grows to fruition. As long as those 5 steps are hit, you're good. And it may be a little like, you may be against what some people might think. You may be like, I'm not really feeling that. But honestly, at the end of the day, as long as those 5 things are hit, you can't say anything.
Right.
And people are creative in different ways. They may want to add something different. Like, and sometimes that can be good.
And you know what? Again, when it's constructive and
Yes.
it's positive,
Yes.
and somebody wants to add on to what you already have,
Right.
it's a beautiful thing. It's a great thing. I'd be remiss if I sat up here and said, you know what? Since the short time I met Julian, I didn't learn nothing from the brother. Because I did. I learned some things.
Yes.
Even with how I run my business, the young lady sitting next to me, my co-host, my partner,
right?
I've learned an extreme amount of things, and I'm quite sure she could say the same thing with me.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. And but I respect that. I welcomed it because it came from a positive placement. When you give a suggestion or this, I think we could do this better, and I listen.
General, what if you would have said, "This is my thing, my way or the highway"? You're too young to teach me anything. Okay, here's the criteria that you have to meet before you can teach me anything. You got to be this, you got to be that, you got to be over 30, you got to have kids, you got to blah, 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 blah. What if the person that you're learning from doesn't fit this criteria? Why don't you just accept the knowledge that the person is imparting to you? Because knowledge and wisdom comes from everywhere. It even comes from people of different religions, different faiths, different this, different that. So as a leader, you have to be open to someone coming in and be like, you know what, Norm? I see it this way. Instead of, I am BKS1. This is my thing. No one can teach me anything. How are you going to grow?
Right.
Thanks.
Right.
Facts,
Yo, clap that up, man. I mean, and we having some real talk. And again, if you're just joining us, we're talking about a few different things. The first topic we discussed was how has losing someone affected your life? Or how has losing something affected your life? So it could be a person that you lost and it affected your life. It could be a relationship. It could be a career. You know, how has it losing something affected your life? Give us a call at 646-233-1302. You already know what it is. But right now we are talking about control freaks. Are we on number 1, 2, what? 2.
Oh, yeah. Move on to 3.
So we're discussing right now 7 things a control freak does. Are you guilty? Are you guilty? Let's see here. So we on what? Number 2 or 3?
3.
We're on number 3. So number 3 says you invest a lot of time into trying to convince other people to change. This is what number 3 says. And again, people, this comes from Psychology Today. It says you invest a lot of time in trying to convince other people to change. Do you do this? Do you do that, Julian? Do you do that?
Guilty.
Okay. You guilty?
Guilty.
Yeah, we all guilty to like some extent. You know, if you feel real passionate about your point of view or whatever, and you want somebody to understand that, you know, this is my opinion and you should respect it. You can disagree with it. That's my stance. I'm not saying that, you know, you have to agree with me because I'm saying it. That would just be wrong.
Right.
Like, I'm not God. I don't lay no laws on the land. I'm just, you know, another man trying to make it day by day. And this is how I feel. And I'm, you know, putting it in the air.
And you know what? Sometimes it's easier. Most times it's easier to dish it out than receive it. You know, because sometimes when you dishing it out, it's easy to critique someone over there, but it's hard to critique yourself. It's hard to be like, you know what? Maybe I kind of have a couple of these traits too. Maybe I can do a little bit of changing, but nobody wants to hear that.
Right.
It's hard to self-critique yourself and be like, you know what? This is negative about me. I think this is where I can work on. And actually, you know, working towards the steps to better yourself. That's hard.
Most control freaks believe they know what is best for everyone.
Yes.
How am I going to know what's best for everyone?
Yes.
And try to convince other people to do things differently. Whether they lecture, become aggressive, or manipulate things behind the scenes. The goal is to make other people act in a certain way.
Wow.
Okay. Manipulate, lecture, become aggressive, make things become behind the scene. Listen, when I greet people, right? Hey, I'm Dawood. That's it. No titles, no I'm potentate. Head bottle washer of the this and that and the third.
Regular degular.
Right?
Right.
So to go back to young Thundercat Julian's point, where, you know, listen, I am who I am. I don't have to convince anyone of anything. All I want to do is be the best person I can be and project truth. And if the truth comes out that I'm wrong, then I'm going to go ahead and change. But me becoming manipulative or aggressive, you always have to be careful with someone that's aggressive on the front end. someone that's manipulative and argumentative already, because that's a sign that that person has low self-esteem.
Right.
Right? And low self-esteem is going to sink the squad or whatever. You don't have to become aggressive, and you don't have to become manipulative if you're simply speaking the truth. Right? Jesus wasn't like, I am Jesus, I am Buddhist, and I got a million guns. He's the savior of the world, didn't have a gun on him. He just was. And what I want to encourage other people is...
And still cause change, positive change.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
And been going for 2,000 years. Right? So what I want to encourage young people to do is I need you to find out who and what you believe and then stand on your square.
Right.
That's it. Don't worry about anyone else. I'm not saying being selfish,
Right.
but I need you to find out what you believe. You got to pray, you got to study, you got to fast, you got to do hard work like Hulk Hogan, take your vitamins, do all that other good stuff. Right? Once you put your head up from the plow of doing those things, it's work now.
Wow.
Once you do that, when you look around, it'll be a squad of people around you willing to go where you want to go.
Facts. Can I refer to the Facebook chat real quick?
Yes.
Because we got some questions.
Yes.
First, shout out to Mrs. General. She said, I love you. I'm adopting her. I love you too.
We love you, Mrs. General. Can't wait to meet you in person.
Yes, that's going to be our little daughter. Well, we can't say daughter because she got a great mom. But it's going to be our little niece.
Dig it.
I'll take it. I'll take
She's my daughter too. Shoot, I hear you.
Kwane has a question. She says,
Yes.
There is nothing wrong with trying to change people, though. Is it? Question mark.
What is your intention for changing them? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. She also says, well, Julia says critiques are basically how I make my living. With my artwork, making shirts, critiques will determine if I'm successful with it.
Wow.
And then Kwane responds, wait, but if you don't believe you're going to hell. Oh, sorry. She was talking about religion. But her question is there nothing wrong with trying to change people?
See, it depends on how you're trying to change them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If I saw Yo was doing something wrong, and she was doing something wrong, she's making the wrong steps to try to get to another step and whatever, I'm gonna be like, look, you know, change the way you're doing it. You know, maybe you could do it this way, and it would be better. You know, you need to start thinking a little bit like this to make this result happen. So, you know, there's nothing wrong on that level with trying to change somebody. Now, if you're trying to change somebody's thought process as far as just to think like you know, and you're trying to change somebody, look, you have to think like me. You have to believe in the things I believe in. You have to whatever. That's, to me, that's wrong.
That's manipulation, not change.
Yes, and that's destructive for that other person because they'll never have their own thought process.
That's right. Oh, say that again, General.
Yes, that's destructive for that other person because they'll never have their own thought process.
Drop the bomb,
because
Julian.
you're feeding everything into them that you want them to say and that you want them to believe. And if they disagree with you, they are wrong.
Right.
So, yeah. So Kwane, I don't know if that kind of, you know, gave you, you know, my view on how I feel about what you asked and everything. You know, maybe you want to chime in. You can give us a call at 646-233-1302. Yo, I'm loving it. I'm loving the dialogue. Something you want to say, yo?
No. What's number 4?
Okay.
Before we move on to number 4, I just got one more thing to add to
yes,
that.
Yes, please, brother. Please.
I believe there's 3 key values you should try to be conscious about when you're like trying to, you know, influence a person or give criticism. 1, you got to be patient because what you're saying in the moment might not always, you know, saturate the mind of that individual, and they won't give you that reaction that you want. So I actually learned that from, you know, personal experience right now. And 2, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because if you're trying to say something to be influential to a person, if you see them, like you guys were saying, you know, if you think you need to change a person or influence their mindset because what they're doing is negative, and you see the impacts that, you know, would hinder their progress, then how you saying, what you saying is also important with the message that you're trying to, you know, give them as well. And then 2, you always got to be open to receive that criticism. You can't be, you know, biased. You can't be a hypocrite because you can't want to be able to, you know, be comfortable talking about somebody. And then if that same individual is to turn back around and, you know, talk about you, now you want to get all, you know, in your feelings, upset,
right?
Feel some type of way,
become aggressive, and
be a
manipulative.
Mr. Know-it-all.
Right,
You know,
right.
you can't do that because it just don't work like that. So,
Yeah. Clap yourself up. I love how this man claps himself
Young
up.
Thundercats.
Yes. Salute. I love the young
millennials.
energy. The millennials, they drop their view on things.
Yes.
Woo and myself drop our view on things.
baby.
Whatever. You know, it's like a. But it's a good. It's a good thing. Yo, what's next?
Yeah,
what we talking about?
Number four. I gotta see.
All right. So again, we were talking about 7 things a control freak does. Could this be you? Would you be honest enough to admit that some of these things are you we are talking about? Okay, let's go to number 4.
Number 4 is... It didn't pop up yet. Wait. You gotta read it. Read it so it can probably give me some time for it.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
You have trouble maintaining meaningful relationships.
Read.
Right. No one ever says, you know what I like about her? She's a control freak. Control freaks repel people with demands and unsolicited advice. Consequently, they struggle to maintain healthy personal and professional relationships.
Caller from the 908. You officially on the Man Cave Morning Show. And we talking about control freaks right now. Are you one?
Caller? Good morning. How are you, Norman panel? How's everybody doing?
Good.
How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Let's clap it up for Pie Lady.
Very good bean
pause. I just want to say to the young man who just spoke, he did an excellent job articulating his views and his thoughts. And
thank you.
The way that he went about it was very, very excellent. And it just reminds me of the one quote that says, some people plant the seed, some people water the seed, and some people get the increase of what they've done. If you're the type of person that wants to plant, water, and harvest at the same time, you're a control freak. But if you understand that you come into people's lives at different times, you might be the planter, you might be the person who waters, and you might be the person who gets the increase of work that other people did. And you're not necessarily a control freak, but you are one who influences. And I think as human beings, part of our job is to be an influence. I mean, a lot of us wouldn't be where we were if someone did not influence us along the way. And so that's why I asked the question, because sometimes we get a little screwed, because sometimes if you're not ready to receive the information that somebody is giving you, you won't necessarily look at yourself and say, I'm not at the stage where I'm ready to receive. You toss it back on the other person and say, that person is trying to control me. So it's two sides to this coin, which is why I asked the question, is it really wrong to try to influence? And I think the first thing that Dawood said is, what's your motive?
What's your intention?
What's your motive? Because I don't think it's wrong to try to influence people, but I do think you do need to check your motive along the way. And when you're the receiver, you also need to check your filters along the way. What are my filters telling me about that person? Are my filters messed up is why I'm not receiving it? Or is it necessarily the person who's speaking to me? Which one is it?
And do you think it's destructive when a person is listening to another person so much and they're taking everything in that they're saying and they start to lose their own thought process?
Well, I just had a little Facebook argument about, our brother Umar, and one of the things I said is that we have a savior complex about us. And that means that anybody who says something that hits that part of us that needs that savior complex, we just latch on to everything they do or say, and we dull our critical thinking skills. And that means everything they say, therefore, can't be challenged, can't be questioned. We make them a god besides God, and we shouldn't do that. It's dangerous. And a lot of that has to do with how we educate people in America. We do more teaching than we do educating. And if you look at both of those words in the Latin, they mean different things. Teaching means to put into. Educate means to draw out from. We spend a lot of times putting into, and we give students A's that can spit back what we put into them. We teach children who question that they're a problem in the classroom based on how we react to their questions. So we train people to be people who want to be taught. We don't train people to be people who want to be educated. We don't. When we pull on people, when people get pulled on, they don't like it. It hurts because we don't condition them that being pulled on is a good thing. People who are pulled on are people who become the innovators that make ways for you and I who just want to be taught and trained.
And you know what? I'm going to applaud you on that. And very, very good insight in relation to the topic. I got to hit you with the other topic while we got you on the line, and because I know you'll be honest and share some things about yourself. How has losing someone affected your life? How has losing someone affected your life?
Woo! The best thing that ever happened to me was in December of 1995. I went to bed married and woke up single.
What? Damn!
Drop the bomb, young
Drop
Julian.
the bomb
Drop
on
the
that.
bomb. Drop another one, young Thundercat. Drop another one.
Tell us why. Why was this a good thing? If you can, if you can.
Well, I mean, I can, and it allowed me to get back on my point and on my purpose. I was a very, you just don't wake up being me, right? I have been me ever since I was a little girl, right? But growing up in the 80s and not having the look that people wanted to know better, more concerned about reading and studying and analyzing and questions, whatever. So the first person who gave me the attention that when you become a young girl, now you want the attention of the opposite sex, whatever, right? So the first person that gave me that attention, I just went with it, right? So I wound up dropping out of school, not a lawyer this day, whatever. But the day that he left me, and my son Abdul, who's probably listening because he listens to your show all the time, he was about 6 years old then. And I remember he came to me as I was having a meltdown, and he tapped me on the shoulder. He said, Mommy, please stop crying. It'll be okay. And at that moment, it clicked that you don't have no time for this foolishness. These 4 little boys are depending on you to do what has to be done.
Yes.
And that allowed me to get back on the purpose of who I needed to be.
Right.
And when you compare the lives, let me say Abdul was 30, so when you compare the lives 25 years later, and you see where I have gone ever since that breakup, and where he has gone ever since that breakup, it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I mean, I feel bad for my sons. I'm sure that they would, have wanted to have the image, whatever. But sometimes having the image of someone and not having the reality of who that someone should be is really not a good thing. So for me, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Bye-bye.
Wow. Let's clap it up. And Kwame, we want to thank you for calling in. And stay tuned, too, because we got a question that came from the females, a we want to know question, too, that the ladies asked. So we want you to chime in on that as well, all right?
Okay.
And bring me some more pies.
Yes. And we're going to need some more pies, too. I'm down to one. I got one left.
Fat man wants pies. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Dowell.
Thank you. Make it happen. Bang, bang.
Thanks for calling in, Kwame.
All right.
Yeah. One love. I love her, man.
She is the truth.
Hello.
She's the truth.
That was a lot of jewels she dropped.
Yeah.
Mini jewels. That's a whole show.
Salute, man. And again, this is your show, man. This show is for everybody. This is your show. We're going to bring this show to you every morning. WBKS1.com. You can check us out where, yo?
Listen, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Twitter, Ustream, the TuneIn app. You have no excuse not to listen to us every morning, 10 a.m. to noon.
Morning. We going to drop some real jewels, man. No, this ain't Charlamagne's show. This ain't the Breakfast Club. This ain't the Steve Harvey Morning Show. We're going to drop some real talk, real people, real situations, and see how it relates to you. And again, if there's something you want us to talk about, hit any one of us here up. Hit Julian up, hit Yo up, hit Woo up, hit me up. And we're going to talk about it. But right now we're talking about how has losing someone affected your life. Vicky said she's too hard on herself. I saw a comment Vicky said, and she said she's too hard on herself. And I don't know what that was in relationship to. I guess it's the are you guilty of being a control freak?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I can hear her with that, especially because you see number 5 says you spend a lot of energy trying to prevent bad things from happening. And that can go into being too hard on yourself because yourself, you're a growing process. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay for bad things to happen.
Right.
It's going to push you to being a better person, being a person who can cope with bad things, a person who can that can withstand the bad things and keep progressing forward.
Rather than prepare themselves for the storm, control freaks try to prevent the storm from coming. Even when they can't, they waste time and energy hoping bad things won't happen because they doubt their abilities to deal with hardship.
Right.
What are you doing with your energy? A fool says a storm will never come. So why would you spend your energy trying to prevent a storm? Storms are going to come.
Right.
Where are you placing your energy?
Absolutely.
Are you placing your energy in something constructive, something that's going to build yourself up, something that's going to be loving?
Right.
Or are you placing your energy in fear? Control freaks are afraid that the world is going to know that they're a fraud. When you're not a fraud, then you're not afraid to be exposed. Because guess what? Part of the human condition is making a mistake.
Yes.
That's how you learn.
It's okay to make a mistake.
So why would you be mad about making a mistake?
Right.
Why would I say to you,
Yo,
you
Woo
have
got
to
all
do?
the gems,
Why would you say to? Why would I say to you, you gotta do it the way I want you to do it? You gotta do
Bling
it.
dog.
If you want to be successful,
ahead, Bling
then you
dog.
reproduce yourself.
Yes.
If you can't reproduce yourself, then you're not successful.
Wow.
If you are head potentate and this and that, I'm going off. If you're this and you're that, and then you die, what happens to your organization?
Yes.
Success dictates that you can create, that you can birth more positivity.
Wow.
See, when you give something birth, that means that you're about to die, stupid. When you birth something, you're on your way to death. So what you got to do is birth and rebirth, and rebirth and give, so that when you're gone,
Preach, my brother.
that's how you change the society.
Yes.
Stop telling me what is so wrong. Become the change you want to see. Stop being afraid. Be loving. It makes sense, dummy. It makes sense. Look, oh my God. Channel that aggression. Channel that aggression, that rah, 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 rah. Listen, man. Go face the devil. I love you. You ain't got to fight me. Fight the devil.
Damn it, man.
You know this,
I
man.
am not your enemy.
I'm not.
Give me. I am not your
I'm
enemy.
your brother, man.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you approach people with, and you try to give them honesty, like, bro, the way you're doing things is wrong. And sometimes people think the only way to communicate with somebody is by attacking them.
Aggression.
Yes, aggression. You know what I'm saying? And you have to remind sometimes. Let's say it all together. I am not your enemy. Can we say that all together?
I am not your enemy.
Yes.
Yo, and just
you can't handle my truth. I'm too deep for you.
What?
Let me add something to
Keeping
that.
it real.
When you're speaking in general, if you come off too aggressive to the person you're speaking to, automatically body language is gonna make that individual, defensive,
and not hear you or receive the truth.
Right. So you gotta like I said, it's all about what you say. Sorry, it's about how you say what you say.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if you got something positive to say, but you coming off mad aggressive and disrespectful without knowing it because you feel like, I gotta give you the harsh truth. Yeah, the truth could be harsh, but you could still respect me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta be disrespectful about
emotional up in here, man.
Go ahead, my brother.
I'm good.
No, clap yourself up, man.
That's facts.
We just having a moment. We having a moment here, a little spiritual moment.
Spazzing.
Yeah, because it's people sometimes, man, oh my God, you can be your own worst enemy. You can be your own worst enemy. And self-sabotage is real.
Oh, yeah.
Say that again, sir.
Self-sabotage is real. It's real.
You can be destructive to your own path.
Yes.
You don't even see it.
You don't even see it because you so caught up in your own feelings and your own emotions, and you so caught up in being right. And your ears are blocked and you ain't trying to hear nothing else. You know what I'm saying? You don't even see it. Self-sabotage is real. Stop sabotaging yourself. Stop it.
And when multiple people tell you too, I understand that's like, oh, block the haters, like forget the haters, like, nobody's gonna, take my shine, this and the third. But when multiple people are telling you the same criticism and they're really trying to be like, no, like, this is how you can improve. This is how you can improve. And they're just like, you know what? You're a hater, step away from me. But it's not even about that. Like,
everybody ain't a hater.
Everybody's not a hater.
Some people really want to see you win.
General, I know you got to move the show along.
Yes.
Look, when multiple people that don't, from different sources, are telling you the same thing, people that aren't connected with one another, you go to the job and someone tells you something, and your wife tells you something, and your friend tells you something, then that means that there's something that you need to address. Don't be afraid to address it, right? And don't become aggressive. You know what? Become aggressive with yourself,
right? To
be the best you can be and to live your truth, right? So if you're wrong, aggressively attack yourself. It is not hate. It's not hate. I am not a hater because I love you enough to tell you, listen, this is what you need to address. We are all human.
Right.
So we all make, am I to get this right, General? I know everything? Okay.
But you see, in aggressively attacking yourself, don't be hard on yourself, though. Because, like I said, you're a work in progress. So cut yourself some slack. Love where you're at right now because, it's been blessings to get you at this point now. And there's more blessings to come.
Yes. Yes, right. Yes.
And adversity is not bad.
It's not.
It teaches you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to do 6?
Yeah, we're going to do 6. And shout out. Let's just see. Let's read some comics. I seen Kane Nova was in the building. See a few people in the building. I know I missed some of his comments.
Let's start. Oh, they calling Deacon Woo.
Yeah, Deacon Woo,
brother.
Yeah, he was going in.
I was blacking up in here.
He made me hit the wow.
Blacking up in here.
You see, I want to run down and lay 20 seeds at your feet. Quane, yes. But Julius, if people are telling you your deodorant isn't working, you stink.
Respect.
That's facts.
True indeed.
Keep talking to us. Keep talking to us.
Yeah.
Comments.
Post your comments. We're going to read them. We're going to talk about it. We want to know your thoughts again. Are you guilty of being a control freak? That's what we're talking about right now.
No, hello. Listen.
Can you find Kane Nova?
Kane Nova? Oh, yeah, Kane Nova.
Yeah, he's somewhere because I've seen it on my feed. But
he was saying if it has to be received. Okay, he's talking about receiving advice. It has to be received properly. The person that is being controlled is the one who decides ultimately. That's true. That goes with what I said earlier. People are going to receive what they want to receive.
Right.
Like everything else is going in one ear, out the other.
No doubt. Shout out to Rebel Squad Radio too. I see my man Big Zay is in the building from Rebel Squad Radio. He's checking us out right now.
Big up.
How you doing?
That's like our brother station.
Respect.
Rebel Squad Radio.
Like
we support each other.
Yes, sir.
The question again. Are you a control freak? And here's 7 things. We're talking about 7 things a control freak does. What number are we on?
We're on 6.
We're on 6.
And 6 says you don't delegate.
You don't delegate.
Read.
Because you want to control everything yourself.
Read.
Right, exactly. A control freak firmly believes if you want something done right, you better do it yourself. They refuse to delegate tasks because they're convinced that doing so will ultimately require more of their time, since they'll have to fix whatever mistakes someone makes. If they do delegate, they insist on micromanaging every step of the way.
Jeez, drop the bomb on that, man. Drop the bomb on that. I agree. You know what? It was hard for me, once, I put things together a certain way, and I was putting like the station or the studio together with the team, but I knew I wanted things this way, that way, that way. It was hard for me to sit down and show somebody and think that you know what, I'm gonna show them how to do it, but they're gonna F it up. Right. That used to be my mindset, like they're gonna F it up, so I might as well do it myself.
Right.
Because you can do everything, because you're Superman.
I started realizing that I was stretching myself too thin. So I'm either gonna delegate some responsibilities to other people, or I'm gonna drop dead.
Yep.
So I don't want to drop dead.
Right.
So let me delegate and trust somebody else with some other responsibilities. Here comes mad people coming along helping out. You know what I'm saying? Got the squad, short fuse.
Yes.
Got, you know, Soups, Trish, got Latoya, got this person, Chill and P, you know, and Kaya, and now Yo. You know what I'm saying? I could walk away. I never trust nobody to put together certain things, whatever like that.
Yes.
Yo, can you handle this? And blah, blah, blah,
It's
blah.
done.
Bye. I'll be back.
Right.
Come back.
Right.
Come back. It's done. She did something extra. I didn't even ask her to do.
And made it
she
better.
took it upon herself to try another step,
Yes.
another way to do
Yes.
something.
Yes.
And I said, you know what? I should have been delegating all along.
Yes. Yes.
I should have gave up control all along. It's okay to give up control, people. It's okay to delegate and have somebody else do some things for you. So let's clap that one up. I like that. What number is that?
That's number 6. Yeah, Vicky says, I do not like to be micromanaged. Kane says, I had to learn that there's more than one way to get it done.
Yes.
Getting it done had to be the ultimate goal in the end.
Yes.
Oh,
Getting it done had to be the ultimate goal in the end.
Facts.
Getting
Yes.
it done, not your way.
Facts.
Go ahead, baby.
Julia says, when I first met Norm, David Mack introduced me to him. My first impression of him back in the 90s was, he's a control freak. He wasn't mean with it, though. So you're not mean with it, though.
Right.
And yeah.
But if I may, let me piggyback off of what Norm just said with you know, understanding, delegating. It also comes with trust.
Oh boy.
Because if you can't trust a person, if you see somebody messed up a couple of times,
Right.
then it's very hard to delegate a task to that individual, because one, you're worried about whether they're going to do it the proper way, or if they're going to even do it at all, or if they're just going to go ahead and do their own thing. So when you're like working in a team, the first portion of your team is like building that chemistry, understanding each individual,
Right.
and then you gel together and you become one. And it's like the best thing ever, you know. I've seen it happen a lot of times, you know.
Yeah, and salute to you, man. And piggyback off of what Julia said, whatever, back when he met me, whatever. Man, that's when I was on fire. He met me back when I was producer, the music producer. I had
In the music industry.
years ago and everything. And again, you know, you can call that control freak or just wanting to see things done a certain way. Because I was hungry and I had the vision. I was on my Diddy-ish. I was on my my Russell Simmons thing. You know, that's where I was back then. I'm in a different place now, different mindset back then. And then people realize that you know, I love this guy. I see what he's doing now.
Right.
You know, like years later, people be like, I get it. I see what he's doing. And when they see that I'm really all about helping people, then they change that mindset and say, okay, he's not this way for this reason. He's actually trying to help people, but he has a way that he wants to do it. And that's what it started to become and everything. But shout out to Vicky, because Vicky, she says she hates to be micromanaged.
Right.
Me too. I think all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We don't like nobody really standing over our shoulder. Right. That's even like if I show her something or blah blah blah. I don't stand over her shoulder. You know what I'm saying? You know, like nah. Put dot that I. No. Cross that T. Nope. You missed the period. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants that. Right. You know, I don't like that done with me. I like being taught, but I don't like being micromanaged either. So I feel you on that, Vicky.
Facts.
Also, too, in case y'all missed it earlier, we are talking about how has losing someone affected your life? How has losing somebody affected your life? Y'all want to be real? Y'all want to be honest about something? Y'all want to call in? Y'all want to put it in the post and we'll read it? I know you lost someone or something that has affected your life. Tell us how. And again, it could be a person that you lost, you know, that may have passed away. It could be a relationship you lost. It could be a job you lost. But how has it affected your life and changed you in some type of way? Give us a call, 646-233-1302. Man, yo, clap it up, man. I'm loving everybody's vibe today. The energy is crazy. It's crazy right now in here. And we have light.
a lot, and we have light. A lot of compassion in the room, and you know what? Control freaks lack compassion for people who make mistakes.
Say that.
That's number 7.
Read it.
Number 7.
Read
lack
it.
compassion for people who make mistakes.
Control freaks lack compassion for people who make mistakes.
Since control freaks believe success stems solely from the talent and effort, they lack compassion for those who struggle. They view mistakes as signs of laziness or stupidity, and they think everyone should succeed regardless of their circumstances.
Drop the bomb on that, man.
Listen, without compassion, let me know how it works out for you. Let me know.
True indeed.
Because there is going to come a time in your life when you're going to be measured with the same ruler that you measure everyone else with. God help you when that happens if you're not compassionate. God, I mean, listen, I'm stumbling over my words.
Shout out to Brad.
Go ahead.
Brad, what's good, man? One love.
You got to be compassionate. And just because someone does something differently than you or doesn't know how to do something, it doesn't mean that they're lazy. It doesn't mean that they're a failure. It doesn't mean that you're right and they're wrong. It means that they are different. It means that they're bringing a perspective to the table that you don't see. Unless you got eyes in the back of your head, and unless you're perfect, that's how you learn. You learn because someone is bringing something to the table that you never thought about. So before you start running your mouth about the criteria that someone needs to even speak to you, be compassionate, be quiet, and receive the blessing from a place where you don't even think it's going to come from.
Yes. Kwame asked, where is this published? Where is this list published? It is published in Psychology Today. Amy Morin, this is her article, her story in Psychology Today. And these are 7 things a control freak does. So we touched on all 7, right?
Yeah, we hit all 7.
Yeah, so do we agree with that list?
Oh,
yes.
Yes, I agree. So after seeing this list, Dawood, would you say you are a control freak, borderline?
No, I'm not a control freak.
Not a control freak. After this list?
Nah, I'm not a control freak.
Yeah, even myself, after this list, I'm not a control freak because the person I was and where I started to where I am now, it's like I delegate. I do everything the opposite of the negatives that list was talking about. Julian, are you a control freak based on this list?
Based on this list, I will say there were certain things that we did cover that I'm guilty of, but I've learned to progress from that. So therefore, I'm not a control freak because I don't want to control somebody's way of thinking or their opinion. Just peace, unity, that's all I want.
Yes, and love.
All that.
That's right.
Diversity is actually great. Diversity is great. Different ideas is great. Once, you're going to have some kinks and some bumps in the road, but once you guys mold together and just become a unit, no one can stop you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we are.
Hello?
No doubt.
Plug.
Like the
No
Man
doubt.
Cave Morning Show.
Salute. And again, the phone number, either question you want to chime in on, whether are you guilty of being a control freak? And, how have you dealt with either being around a control freak or you being one yourself? Shout out to everybody chiming in. The other question was, how has losing someone affected your life in some type of way?
John, I'm sorry. Deacon Wu line of shirts. Make sure they come in 6X.
Bro.
Well, we gonna get them shirts popping.
Julius, we waiting for the Deacon Wu shirts. We waiting for the BKS shirts.
Yes, we waiting.
The comic book line.
Hello.
Yes.
All of that, bro. We waiting for it, bro.
Waiting for the facts.
And we're gonna support you, my good brother. No doubt. Salute, man. Because all of y'all, to me, everybody that's listening to the sound of our voices, you're platinum listeners. You know what I'm saying? And this is your show. You know what I'm saying? And this show is hosted by Dawood Ali in the building. This show is hosted by my girl Yo. This show is hosted by your man Julian, and it's hosted by me, Storm on the General.
Yep.
So salute to you all, man, for being on the check-in today. And if you got something you want to talk about, call in now. 646. I see you commenting, but don't be afraid. Yes, the calling. I'm sorry. What's that number again?
646
233
1302.
You know what it is, man. Keep it locked. Man Cave Morning Show, man. I'm loving y'all today, man. I'm loving y'all today, man. Wow.
Fire. Blood fire.
No doubt. And we coming right back with the we want to know question from the women. Here's the we want to know question from the women.
What is the question, sir?
After this commercial break. Keep it locked. WBKS1.com.
Bang, bang.
Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Ian Van Zan, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1.
God bless y'all.
It's your girl Chanel, BKS1 Radio, and I'm here with the beautiful Garcelle Bouvet.
I'm paying you later.
Hey, I'm the queen of comedy some more, and right now you're rocking with BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio Network. I'm here with the amazing Miss Tasha Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for coming out.
Yes, yes.
I really appreciate it.
Hello, Denise Boutte. Hey, what's up? Shout out to BKS1 Radio. See you soon.
Brick City's finest, JD Williams. I'm in the Savage Podcast Studio, chilling at BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio. I'm here with the legendary Mr. Dick Gregory. How you doing today, sir?
Fantastic, brother, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Jamie Foxx, BKS1 Radio. What's going on with you?
Storming on. This is George Dr. Funkenstein Clinton for BKS1 Radio. They be doing the dog, y'all.
Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.
All right, y'all. We are back. We are back.
Yep.
So now let's get ready for the question posed by the women.
Yes.
And yo, I guess you can take that away and.
Right. No, because this piggybacked off of the show, yesterday's show, because we had a wild caller. The last thing he said prompted this question, and the question is, how do you feel about your partner having friends of the opposite sex? Friends of the same sex. Just let's talk about the friends thing. Because me personally, I feel like I'm your girl, I'm your best friend. You don't need any other friends.
That's how you personally feel?
Sometimes, most of the time.
Wow.
I understand it's a little outrageous, it's a little much, but what you need extra friends for? Like.
So you say once you get into a relationship, they don't need to be hanging around all these
If
people.
you about to get married, you engaged, you married already. What do you need friends for?
So you heard what she said. I'm sorry, I did the B thing. My bad.
No.
and I apologize. But the other question is, I even spelled it wrong. But is it okay for your partner to still be friends with their ex?
That's a question. Not to have friends with your ex.
Yeah.
That's a different question.
True, we were talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix that up.
Yeah.
See?
But still, all of that. I'm gonna defend myself before people attack me, because I grew up with both my parents, my mom and my dad. We grew up. We rarely really had guests. You know, if we had like a shindig, like a barbecue, celebrating something, people would come over. But each of my parents have like one best friend. My mom's best friend is our adopted grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
So Amila and Papi Omel.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad's best friend is Pedro, and he's a dude. Okay? Those are the token people that they go to. Like, if we ever need something, if we're like, you know, in some hot water and we need like an extra hand or whatever,
right?
These are the people they go to. Everyone else is secondary. Not even secondary. What's the third? I don't know what the third. Sorry, I don't know. But
primary, secondary, and tertiary.
Tertiary. Everyone else is tertiary, not even secondary.
Right.
That's what I grew up seeing. Like, we rarely had guests. Honestly, even having my friends over like was rare. that's just how I grew up. I'm cool with not really. Hello, I don't have. I have a best friend. That's my best friend, and I have other friends too that I've met like growing up and through school and all that. But those are all tertiary.
So with you and your boyfriend, and I don't know, whatever. I'm just saying, with you and your boyfriend, right? Are you trying to say he don't need no other friends?
He can have friends. Like, I understand he's gonna have a dude, a man cave night, and want to do their own thing. That's all well and cool, but it's not a habit. It shouldn't be a habit. Why does it have to be a habit? Go to work, go to church, go home,
and be about you.
Exactly, because I'm at home.
Wow.
Go to work, go to church, and come home.
Well, let's clap it up. That's her opinion.
Let's clap that up, young Thundercat.
I'm gonna go to the B question. Is it okay for your partner to still be friends with their ex?
No.
Again, yeah.
No.
So how many no's?
No.
No.
We gotta know in the house. Watch him out.
No, I don't trust y'all.
No.
I don't trust y'all.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say so. We all agree on that. No.
I thought you were gonna say yes, General.
No. And my thing is, as far as hanging out, definitely no. I mean, if they may still be on your social media or whatever like that, whatever. I mean, I don't really stress that, whatever like that. As long as you ain't reaching out to them all the time, as long as you ain't contacting them or hitting them up, or they ain't hitting you up or whatever. So I'm gonna have to say no. I'm sorry. What'd I do? I do something wrong again? My bad. Look, she's sitting up here fixing the layout.
There you go.
No doubt, but I'm gonna say, what do y'all think? Out there listening or whatever.
Let me get in on this, General.
Go ahead.
You know what, man? I'm more likely to make a mistake hanging out with someone I don't have any business hanging out.
Boom.
Like I can have the greatest intentions in the world, right? I can be loyal, go to church every day, take my vitamins, do everything I need to do, right? But if I'm around someone that I used to be intimate with, okay, and then knows me sexually, right? In a moment of weakness, guess what's going to happen?
Yep.
Big surprise.
Yep.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yep.
I'm not saying you can't be a human being. Your ex call you and they need you, and you got love for them. Of course you got love for them. You do what you got to do. But we said hanging out and being around and listening to me complain about my girl, or you understand what I'm saying? So now that person can get in and whatever. So as a precaution for me, right? I don't want to make those type of mistakes. The only way I'm not going to make those mistakes is if I'm not there, right? So if I don't go to strip clubs anymore. I don't go to them. That's all. Because I know who I used to be. So why would I put myself in a position to fail?
Right.
90% of your life is the position you're in and the people you hang out with. They're your ex for a reason. Though you can still love them. Keep it pushing.
Right.
Because what are you guys going to talk about? You're going to talk about the relationship that you're in right now.
Yes, you are.
Feelings going to pop up.
Hello, no, I mean, like, say that you're in like a rough spot right now. Say y'all are arguing right now, and you venting to them like, listen, she don't understand what I'm saying, or he, in my case, he don't understand what I'm saying.
But I do.
Like, yeah, he's
Yo, remember last year we went to the movies and I would never do that to Yo, you remember 3 years ago, girl, when I brought you that bag and how you felt? Come on, man.
Hello?
Play a player.
No.
So guess what I pulled out?
What's
Y'all gonna get mad at me. 4 reasons to stay out of contact with your ex. Again, from Psychology Today. 4 reasons to stay out of contact with your ex.
I don't have my glasses. Read them.
So
let me get my glasses.
So the first reason why I don't think nobody should be in contact with their ex is number one is you can't heal.
Read that.
You cannot heal. So basically it says ending a relationship is difficult, but the painful feelings are not permanent. You will feel sad, you will feel angry, you will feel a sense of shock that your life has taken this turn. As I described in Breaking Up and Divorce, 5 steps, these feelings are normal and they're part of the recovery process. Eventually, if you allow it, a kind of acceptance will come into your life. However, if you persist in contacting or attempting to contact your ex, you are working against the recovery process.
Facts.
Do we agree?
Facts.
Do we agree?
Yes.
Can we get
That's what
some
I
applause
said.
on that one?
Yes.
Exactly what I said.
So that's one reason why you should leave your damn ex alone.
No doubt.
Stop the ex text or responding to texts from the ex.
Right.
Responding to the inbox from the ex, responding to the DMs from the ex. Again, your ex is your ex for a reason.
What is your intention? Your intention is to smash eventually.
Right. Like, and I know
That's
you
your
be,
intention.
I know you be lonely. I know you be feeling like Drake at night. It gets lonely. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
When you feel lonely, stay lonely for a little bit.
Read a book.
Do something. I agree. I agree.
Read a book.
I agree.
Do
I'm
we
single.
Do
I
we
get
got
lonely.
some comments?
Oh yeah, the chat's blowing up. Sorry.
Shout out to the chat, man.
It's
Y'all
blowing
want
up.
to check in.
Yo, we love y'all. We love y'all.
No doubt.
Let me start from the beginning. K Nova, no exes, man. Unless there are kids involved, of course. Even then, there should be a level of respect on both sides.
Right.
Julia says, hell nah, cut it off. Al Tariq, hell no, the past is the past. Don't need no flames rekindled. Talking about the fun they used to have, exes for a reason.
I agree, bro. I agree, bro.
Oh, hello, Miss General says hello, no, and hi and bye is the limit for me. Hi and bye.
Salute, Miss General.
No hanging out, Julius. No hanging out. Vicky, no sir, not a good idea to do. Julia says, Deacon Wu, you hanging out at Knockers?
Damn, you said Knockers.
I used to. Is that place still open?
No, it's not open.
All right.
Bro.
See, you
Thank
old
God
as I
it's
am. You old as I am.
Thank God it's closed because I'll be
Dang it.
dipping away for a drink.
Patricia says, cut that ex off. I agree. Close that door. Now, what if your family keeps engaging with your ex?
Oh.
Flag on the play.
Oh, flag.
Sub
said
question. B question.
Patricia, call in.
Yeah.
That's a
Trish,
good
call in.
question.
Call in now.
If your family need to respect the fact that you're no longer with this person. I had a similar situation like that where a certain family member was reaching out, was still girlfriends with my ex, and they always used to ask me when they throw an event or a cookout, Norm, is it okay if such and such comes?
Nah, bro.
And I don't know if you're bringing somebody, or is it going to make you uncomfortable or whatever like that. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
the fact that you're asking me,
Right.
you know it's not okay.
Right. Because you wouldn't ask if you knew.
The fact that you're
Right.
just asking me that, you know it's not okay.
Yep.
So I don't expect to see them at this function. If you want me to go, if you're going to have them there, let me know, and then I'm not going. Is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to cause no problems in my situation.
And that's when family needs to know their place in that situation. Because you can't overstep, you cannot overstep your boundaries and want to invite my ex because you have some kind of sentimental ties to them.
But what
or
if they
whatever
trying to
the case
set you
is.
back up? What if they be
But
like, yeah,
that's what I'm
good for
saying.
you?
That's what I'm saying. You got to know your boundary. If I move on from that, respect the fact that I move on from that, and don't try to be no matchmaker in the background setting up nothing because it's dead.
Young Julian, you said no. Say about boundaries again. Don't overstep your boundaries. Go ahead. Say that again.
Don't overstep your boundaries. That's important. Family. The thing about having a girlfriend, being in a relationship, at some point they're gonna have to meet your family, and that's respect for that individual,
Yes.
right?
Go ahead.
That family is now gonna, invite that individual with open arms. Now, for whatever the reason is, you and that individual don't work out. Now, boom. He or she still got ties to your family. They still talk to other members, what have you. Family now gotta respect you as the individual and have your back. God. Like, how you gonna have my ex's back and try to, be on some fugazi, nonsense like that? Like, how that work? How, Sway? Like, what?
The millennial speaks.
No
Drop
doubt.
the bomb on yourself. Drop the bomb on yourself.
No doubt. Y'all want to go to 2?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. So 2 says, and again, it's 4 reasons to stay out of contact with your ex. 4 reasons.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So here we go. Number 2 is you can't let new energy in.
Ooh, read that.
You can't let new energy in. Do y'all agree or disagree? And let me tell you right now how Psychology Today explains this. Even if you are not consciously aware of it, if you are still in contact with your ex, you are continuing to devote energy to that relationship, which can no longer be what you need and want. Each time you talk to your ex, work to make contact or think about when you will next be in contact. You siphon off the energy needed to pursue new life experiences. Can we clap that up?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
You siphon off the energy needed to pursue new life experiences because you're still holding on. Stop holding on.
How can you
too tight?
How can you
Let it go.
How can you accomplish your goals without energy? Without energy, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Right.
So this is taking your energy from your goals.
Right. No, it's not. Don't. Because it's an ex for a reason. They didn't make you feel good. They weren't helping you progress.
Right.
Like, you got to grow and move past that. Like, you don't want to be stagnant.
Right.
Being stagnant is like.
But yo, I'm lonely. And I'm vulnerable.
Yeah.
And my self-esteem is a little low because I was the one that got dumped. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning. And what's popping?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was really good. And I know what to say to you. I know what you like and I know what you don't like. And you know what I like and I know what I don't like. So it's kind of a way for me to.
So what you not gonna do is answer that text. Like your ex should be in your block list.
Right. Right.
Until further notice.
Exactly, man.
Wow.
So we agree.
This is getting too close to home. Change the subject. Change the subject.
Y'all want number 3?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Hit it.
Yes.
Y'all want
What's number 3, baby? What's
Again,
number 3?
So if you just tuning in, we're talking 4 reasons to stay out of contact with your ex. Number 3 is you live off fantasy. What does that mean? You live off fantasy. So if your relationship is ended, then it's over. What you have with your ex no longer exists. All right? It will never be the same. Continuing the connection means that a part of you is still hoping that in some alternate universe, there is a chance you and your ex can be together and be happy. As a result, you live off moments of closeness, but each time you come in touch, you are reminded that you no longer have your ex and face a crushing disappointment all over again. This roller coaster gets in the way of real life and its actual opportunities for happiness. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
No doubt. I totally agree with that. Sometimes we're in a fantasy world like, oh, it will happen again. You know, and I realized this too. You know, somebody said, a psychologist said, and I'll look this up and get back to you who actually said it. But they say if you were with your ex for 4 years, it's going to take 4 years for you to get over that ex.
Wow.
Sheesh.
Wow.
Sheesh.
To truly get over them.
I think I agree with you.
I hear him.
I really do.
I hear that.
And I said, really? I said, what kind of study they did that, showed that, but it's going to take, that's what they said.
I hear you.
I agree.
Honestly, I think it's a closure thing, though. Because not all relationships end on a good note. A lot of relationships don't end on a good note. So I'm a fan of closure. I'm a fan of, you know, making sure I said my complete piece so I can be at peace. You know, so... And if I don't get to say my complete piece, then I'm just like, I feel like I can't close the door. It's going to make me feel weird. I'm just like, you know what? I didn't completely let them know where I came from. I didn't completely say everything I wanted to say. And I don't want to say it to rekindle it. I want to say it to be at peace with myself and say, you know what? I communicated everything I wanted to communicate, and now I can move forward.
Right.
And what if you aren't able to get the closure? Like, because sometimes you're not able to get it. How long do you stay unclosed or whatever? I don't know.
I think you can find closure in a different way.
How?
Maybe like say you have a T-shirt of theirs, burn the T-shirt.
I've done that.
How'd it make you feel?
Better. Well, after I stopped crying, it made me feel better. Well, it took a while because, listen, in a perfect society, in a perfect world, this is how you hurt me, and we need to move on. But a lot of times, man, you go into a big old argument. Look, and a week go by, you don't talk. The person doesn't call you. 3 weeks to be like this. I think I'm out of a relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always be like, it's not always like, this is how it ends and this is what we got to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then sometimes you want to go back and get sloppy, knowing that you really don't got no business there, but you still go there anyway.
Right.
Maybe get a little something on, for one last time, and then we close.
Right.
No doubt. Any comments on the check-in?
Yeah, no, they're liking this list. Let me start from.
Oh, I ain't done yet.
They should
Closure is
contact,
definitely
not
healthy.
contract. Okay, so from the family one, that's not cool. Family for real. I have family members still in touch with my ex from high school. Doesn't bother me though. That's Julius. Julius also goes on to say, I see trouble coming with this fantasy statement. LOL. But closure is very important. Without it, your door is still open. And then Kane says, I think that in present time, it happens more with people with kids together. The connection is what a lot of people long for, even if it's unhealthy.
Right.
Facts.
Let's clap that up, man.
Facts.
I'm loving y'all comments and everything. Again, this show is for y'all. It's about y'all. And I'm going to read number 4, the last one. Are we ready?
We are ready.
Right, wrap it up.
So again, 4 reasons to stay out of contact with your ex. Number 4. Can I get a little fake ass drum roll? Thank you. You relive your mistakes. You relive your mistakes. So, part of what is so hard about managing relationship endings is that the injured party tends to blame himself or herself. In some ways, a relationship ending should be an opportunity for personal growth. However, it is a mistake to remain or attempt to remain in contact with an ex in the hope of achieving a chance to do things over. Like a character in the movie Groundhog Day, you'll wake up with the same fears and upsets about yourself as you did the day before. This is because maintaining contact keeps you stuck in limbo. You can't be with your ex. You can't be with your ex, but you can't move on. Once you let go completely, you gain the freedom to live, mostly unencumbered by the regrets and hurts of yesterday. So basically, Woo, what you feel about that one? You relive your mistakes.
Oh yeah. You can punish yourself by always reliving the things that you get wrong, and you can get stuck in this causality loop, especially if you live by yourself, like me. Right? You can live by yourself and just start running this tape back over and over and over, and you can't break free to experience the pain and then to heal. You're in a perpetual state of pain because you're constantly reliving the regrets and the mistakes that you made.
Yes.
Right? You got to get the distance, right? But you can't be afraid to feel.
Absolutely.
Guess what? It's going to hurt.
Yes.
You'll be all right,
It's going to
baby.
hurt a lot.
You're going to be all right, baby. But it's going to hurt, though.
Yeah, some people will beat themselves in the head like, maybe if I would have did this better, if I would have acted this way, if I haven't done too much of this, it might have worked. You know, we might have had a chance. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I should call him or call her, blah, 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 and let them know that I was wrong. You're trying to relive so much to see if this has a speck of working. Stop it. Let it go. This is your ex. Move on and stop blaming yourself. Stop beating yourself up. Yo?
You know the biggest thing about this number 4? When I think mistakes, I think of the choices I made and the choices that I knew were wrong. Because I'm speaking personally. I had a person I was speaking to, and he gave me suggestions on how to make the relationship better, like how I could put myself out there more, because he thought that I wasn't putting enough into the relationship. He was like, this is what you can do to put in more effort so I can believe that you want to be with me, you know, because I don't believe it right now. And the choices he was giving me, I was just like, I disagree with that. Like, I don't think I have to go to your friend's house to come find you. I don't believe that I need to ring your friend's doorbell because that's where you're normally at. Like, I want to see you. I don't want to see your friend. What if you're not there?
Right.
But, you know, I was like, you know what? I want to prove it. I want to prove that I'm for him. So I did it, and then guess what happened? He wasn't there. And then he felt some type of way that I was sitting around waiting for him.
Wow.
How are you going to tell me to find you at your friend's house? Your friend says, oh, he'll be right back. So I sit down and wait for you. And then you end up not showing up. And then you come to me later and like, oh, I heard you were hanging out with him. Why were you hanging out with him?
Right.
Because you told me to come find you. And this is where I was supposed to find you and you weren't there. So then it turns sour. When I relive the mistakes, now I'm saying I went against me for you. I went against my own gut for you. And these are the different things that I reflect on, the mistakes that I did. I reflect on it. I'm just like, you know what? I went against myself to better our relationship. And that's a mistake that I made. And that's why I'm pissed off that we're not together anymore. We're not a thing anymore. Because I really tried. And this is how I showed you I tried. And then you threw it back in my face.
Damn, y'all got to see the passion right now. What you talking about right now? I'm like,
annoyed me to no end because, you know, it didn't work out. And it's fine it didn't work out.
I'm scared of her right now.
I'm okay that it didn't work out. Things happen for a reason. I grew, but it took me so long to get over it because it was a long period of time. And the number 4 says you reflect back on your mistakes.
Right.
And I'm just like, they didn't even have to be mistakes if I just listened to my gut in the first place. Listen to your gut in the first place.
Can we formulate the question for the next show about going? No, I'm serious. Sorry that we on the air.
No, it's
when
okay.
You were saying how when you went against your own best, what was inside of you to do, for the greater good. Sometimes it is good to sacrifice yourself. But when you know in your gut it's not working and you still, what is the question in that? Like, when is it acceptable to go against your guts?
Yes.
Ooh, hear you.
And I guess it's acceptable if your gut is wrong, and your gut could be wrong.
Right.
But I'm talking about when you know it ain't working and you still go because you love. Listen, then you build resentment towards the person that never asked you to go against your gut in the first place. So you're like, your breath stink. I can't stand you. So now the resentment that you have is because of you. So you're not even resenting the person. And now the person, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Not to cut you off, but you know why that happens?
Why?
Vulnerability. You still got feelings, you still got emotions that you're not done with yet. So you over here questioning yourself, like, you know, you looking at the angel on your shoulder and you got the devil on your shoulder, like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I really do it? Should I not do it? And you just mad confused, like, bro, you either gonna use your brain and trust your conscience and make a decision, or you just gonna stuck there like alfalfa. She loves me, she loves me not.
Yolanda, when is it okay to be vulnerable?
When
is it okay to be vulnerable?
That's another question. These are
we were making the show for tomorrow. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
We little house cleaning for
we already on tomorrow's topic.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Too funny.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
We're not even gonna talk about it anymore, so we can save it for tomorrow. But these are the things we're talking about tomorrow. When is it acceptable to go against your gut? When is it okay to be vulnerable? Because you're not gonna lie to yourself. You think I'm gonna lie to me? I'm not gonna lie to me.
So
that's rough. You gotta contemplate on that.
I think if you want something and you ain't got no business having it, you know what's wrong, you lie. It's okay. It's all right.
Right.
You know he a fool. Your mama told you he was a fool. General told you he was a fool. Dawud told you, and I'm like, I love him. So you're lying. You're willfully lying. Trying to fit a round peg in a square hole.
Right.
So you do lie to yourself. All of us do.
I appreciate y'all in the chat.
Yeah. Read some comments. Let's show some love to y'all in the chat, man.
Number 4 is the worst. Julia says number 4 is the worst. The list is true but horrible. You can't move on with things like this. You carry these mistakes and feelings into your next relationship.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shout out to Patricia and Julius. They're like, it's gonna be okay, yo. I'm sending you flowers. Or whoa,
she's okay.
That person missed out on your fabulousness. I appreciate you, Patricia.
She's okay. Trust us.
I appreciate you guys, seriously. Kane says that's deep. Julia says that comes with closure. Vulnerable, never. Oh, vulnerable, never. Keep your guard up.
Right.
You gotta listen in tomorrow because we're gonna go into depth about that. We're gonna go into depth about that. Vulnerability. Because you need vulnerability in a relationship, I feel like.
How you gonna learn without being vulnerable?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Now, if y'all got a topic that y'all want us to talk about, again, hit us up and let us know what it is. We'll discuss it. We'll debate it. We will represent you on the Man Cave Morning Show. We want to thank everybody, man, for just tuning in, listening to us, and commenting and responding, because y'all got some great comments, great responses. There's no right or wrong answers to y'all response. All of y'all responses and comments are valid and everything. Just keep on rocking out. Every morning we will be here from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. So make sure y'all keep it locked. And you can check us out on, go ahead, yo.
YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, Ustream, especially the TuneIn app. Download that TuneIn app, search BKS1 Radio. And the WBKS1.com.
Dig it.
Yeah, yeah.
Most importantly.
Yeah, and what is our Instagram handles if they want to contact us?
Oh, true. Okay, you can find me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, The Real Yolande, YOLANDE.
Dawood Ali 260 on Instagram. Dawood Jeffries Facebook.
And I am DJ Storm Norm BKS on Instagram. And Julian,
Sand 5 Man.
What?
Sand 5 Man. SAND number 5 MAN.
All right, I'm gonna rock with you on that.
Thundercat speaks. Drop a bomb on yourself, boy.
No doubt, no doubt. So we'll be back tomorrow. If you enjoyed the show, if you like, what we discussed and what we talked about, whatever, and you still want to continue commenting, because we have multiple topics today. We first talked about how has losing someone affected your life. Then we talked about, are you guilty of being a control freak? Are you? And then the we want to know question from the ladies was, and yo had an A and I had a B to it and everything, but is it okay for your partner to still be friends with their ex? I like the family question. We may could come back with a B to that.
Right.
Because a lot of people still want to be in contact with their ex-family.
Yeah. Put that on, rack that up.
Yeah, so put that on the list. We're going to talk about that too. But again, we want to thank everybody for joining us on the Man Cave Morning Show. We will be back wait a minute. We may not be back tomorrow, only because they are shooting. They are shooting a web series, TV show type thing.
Okay.
Right here.
We'll see you Monday
at the BKS studio tomorrow. They are shooting live, so a whole bunch of cameras is going to be here. Directors, producers is going to be in the studio tomorrow at BKS. Man, we back at it again. You know, we were featured before on Channel 9. On the Comeback Kings. They came here and shot. Then we was featured on TLC Network. They came here and shot a reality show here at BKS on TLC Network. Now they're shooting again back here at the station tomorrow. It's going down. In 2018, great things are going to be popping off. So just stay tuned.
Jenna, before you go,
yes.
Julius with the T-shirts?
Oh, Julius, he's sending us T-shirts.
No, and yeah,
please.
Kasim the Tent Maker, 5X. And the other brother with the Africa shirt.
No doubt.
O1 clothing. You see, he's wearing it right now.
Okay.
On Instagram, he's O1 free clothing on Instagram.
What's his name?
Christian.
Hey, yo, Christian, I'm about to call you. Yo, I need my T-shirt. I need my
his hoodie.
I need my hoodie. I need my 4X, bro. Make that happen. Bang, 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 bang. Product placement.
No doubt. No doubt. Salute. So
we support your businesses.
Yes, and before we go, let me share my final thought, and I'm gonna let Wu wrap it up. My final thought is very, very simple, and see if y'all can get this. Even a barber needs a barber. I'm done.
Let me. Go ahead, yo. Sorry.
This is our last show of the new year. I mean, of the old year.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So we're not going to see you guys until 2018.
Okay.
Don't say new year, new me. You just got to keep progressing for where you're at right now. And start now. Don't start in the new year. Start right now. That's where your new you is going to come into.
What? Julian? Final thoughts.
So check it. You only got one life to live. Know what your mistakes are, be real with yourself, and build upon that, and learn from you and learn from the experiences that life gives you. Boom.
Last but not least, The host.
Deacon Woo.
Deacon Woo in the house.
Deacon Woo.
Bless
That's
us
sick.
as we depart. Yes.
Wow.
Dawood. Hallelujah.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Woo.
You are not what happened to you. Don't ask why, ask why not. You are your decisions. Make better decisions and move on love, not fear. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. We are out, people. Give us some music. Give us some music, bruh. Yeah, we out. We out. Make sure, look, if you're a business, if you're an author, if you're a singer, actor, you got something you want to promote, you got an event popping or whatever, hit us up. We'll talk about getting you on the Man Cave Morning Show and talking about what you do, talking about your product or whatever like that. You want an ad package or whatever, just hit us up, ask any one of us, ask us about the ad package or whatever like that. We will promote you all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's never about us. It's always about you. WBKS1.com, the official Man Cave Morning Show. It starts today, baby.
Bang, bang.